What is up, everybody? It is Wick here. I'm back at it again at the thrift store, looking through all the high prices, trying to find something I can make some money on. And over here, all these toys, which they just started putting over here, just so much stuff. It's price high and not selling, but I see this, and it's $4.99. It's got some of the marbles with it. It's one of those bullseye games. I've sold these before. They don't sell for a whole lot, but there's enough balls for it that I'm like, I'll buy it. I can make a little bit of money. Hopefully it works okay. I haven't tested that yet, but batteries could be exploded in it. Just hard to say. I'm gonna have to start carrying my little screwdriver with me. I'm gonna have to make like a pack, and that looked like a Lisa Frank type item there. Hopefully it wasn't. I don't want to miss anything Lisa Frank that's vintage because, well, they're worth a lot. I sold just a binder one time for over $100. I picked up for 99 cents. So those are always on the lookout. Yeah, just got the bullseye game in my cart. Last one I found at a garage sale, and it took a while to sell. But still, $35 for those weights. I don't even think they're that much at like Walmart, right? I haven't bought weights like that in, well, ever. But I don't think they're worth that much, especially used at a thrift store. Here's something I pick up, $6.99. I think it's just a USB stick, nothing special at all. And not seeing a whole lot else in this aisle. Lots of new carts though coming out at this Goodwill, and they're just not as exciting to look through anymore because everything's priced high. Here's some sort of doll. I think that was priced like $30. Just wasn't worth picking up. You got all kinds of little knick-knack things, and all this stuff is priced really high as well. And I talk about the high prices a lot, but it's always been like that, honestly. At Goodwill, stuff's priced generally high. It's all about picking the good stuff. Just that this Goodwill's kind of went off the rails recently with their pricing. So always want to call that out if I can. Maybe some stores will choose to actually price this stuff a bit less just to move it. And this is all stuff that as a reseller or any reseller is not, wanting to buy to sell, right? I'm not saying I want this stuff to be cheaper to buy. It's stuff that I wouldn't really want for free, honestly. So it's just weird that they would price that stuff so high, right? But we're in the toys. We're checking out some stuff. And I think I grabbed I got some Linux stuff, some Christmas stuff in the cart. And I put it in there to look up. I didn't notice it was priced $20. I think it was like a mug or something. So, of course, that went back on the shelf as soon as I saw the price. Some Linux stuff priced $20 might be worth picking up. That certainly wasn't. So, slowly walking through the toys. You can let me know if you see anything that you think might be worth something. Over here, we got a VCR of some sort. There's like 3 new wave units. I think they're priced $40. They've just been sitting there. If you can't sell one for $40, I don't know why you put the other 2 out for $40. It's just weird to me. But lampshades, priced really high. It's weird. There's a lot of times you look at those lamps and you're like, oh, a lamp for $10. But then you look and the shade's priced $10 as well. So they're wanting $20 for the lamp. Here's a Hello Kitty alarm clock, which shocked me a bit there. $20. I looked that up on eBay. I don't even think it was selling on eBay for $20. I think they were like $15. However, I go to another Goodwill, and I got a lot of decent stuff in my cart. It just goes to show you that it's random. It's just the luck of the draw in a sense. GameCube games in the cart. I have not found GameCube games at a Goodwill in years that I can remember. They're not great games by any means. You got this mini Nintendo here, which is the Chinese knockoff, unfortunately. So I do put that back, but I just threw it in the cart because there's other people in the store. Oh, I also got the receiver there. Yeah, pretty crazy. And I come into this Goodwill the next day and look at this. There's another receiver. And I think last year I maybe picked up 2 receivers the whole year. And then back-to-back days at the same Goodwill, I find 2 different receivers. So I'll take it. Unfortunately, that wasn't the same receiver. But luckily, the receiver that was in the box was still good. And there's actually some other stuff, a remote for a VCR that was in that box, some decent cables, and just a Sony DVD player, which isn't worth much. So at $15, the box ended up being worth it. At this Goodwill, we're checking ice cream maker. You got some sort of, I don't know, wireless network card, a cheap generic one. Nothing I want to pick up. Some knickknacks, a little bear. Nothing I want. Yeah, let me know again if you see anything. It's just, so many people watching my videos have such different knowledge than what I have on some stuff, and a lot of people point out some pretty good items. However, remember, some items I might not be picking up just because they're priced really high. I can't talk about and show everything in these videos. There's so much. But some of the stuff, you just, I'm not interested in because of the price. But here's a bag of some cars. And no, nothing I recognize as being good. What else we have down here? It looks like some Hot Wheels toy of some sort. Got some sort of car set there, which wasn't worth it. And some blocks. An elephant up there at Fisher Price Elephants. Very little money. At least it used to be on eBay. But with the shipping being higher now, it's probably not worth it. Here's a bunch of Squishmallows. And all these were priced pretty high. I did Google in some of them, just some of the more interesting ones. None of them was valuable that I scanned. And the larger ones were up to like $20. So I just decided to pass on those. Nothing. I just don't like buying, stuff like that in general. Especially when there's so many of them. They're kind of like Beanie Babies, I think. I think they're just going to be not worth as much. Long term, there's some little Pokemon plush. I did look those up. They weren't worth picking up. They were old. But there's a nice camera, Minolta, that I picked up. So happy to find any decent Minolta camera at this point in a Goodwill price low at $3.99. If it was in the other Goodwill, it probably would have been priced $40. But here's a magazine rack, brand new in box. I actually researched that. I found one on eBay somebody was trying to sell for like $15 plus shipping, and I didn't see any comps. I just decided to pass on it. Probably very long tail, but you never know with stuff like that. People can be looking for some of those little old furniture pieces like that. Stop in Home Depot. Don't really find any sellable clearance, but some really good prices on medicine cabinets, and maybe you could buy these and sell them local. I doubt it. I wouldn't want to. Like, there was one that was $300 marked down to $89, I think it was, which I ended up buying for personal use, but ended up returning it just because it was too big. It just wasn't going to fit my bathroom right, but would have been a good deal if it wasn't for that. Let me know in the comments if anybody buys this kind of stuff and flips it locally. I did find this hatchet, I guess, though, but it was bought for personal use as well. But let me show you what I found today. So let's talk about what I found. We'll start with these receivers. Kind of weird. This is from 2 days of sourcing. Found 2 different receivers at the same Goodwill, when honestly, I maybe bought 2 receivers in the past year. I don't see a lot of them anymore, so it's a little weird. Back here, we got the Technics, which when I first saw this, I was hoping it was new. However, it was not. Does seem to be in good condition. It's got the remote. I think I should be able to sell that for at least $100 plus shipping based on the comps I was looking at. And then this one was all taped up. Based on the box, it says Onkyo, but I couldn't tell if that was actually the one in there. Turns out it's not. It's a JVC, which is worth less, but not really much less than the Onkyo. Based on comps. There's also a Sony DVD player in here and an extra JVC remote. Looks like it goes to a VCR, which was worth about $15. Since I got this Sony DVD player for free, I might just throw it up on eBay for like $15 plus shipping. Be a bit long tail because there's a lot on there, but I think it'll sell at some point. Normally I would never buy that, but sometimes you come across this stuff, it's basically free or combined in a box of electronics like this. So that's the only reason I would sell that. Probably sell the remote separate, or just save it for a JVC VCR when I sell one of those. But I think the JVC receiver in here I should be able to sell for about $70, $75. So it ends up being pretty good profit. Lots of nice cables as well. But between the 2 receivers, I'll cash in. So over here, there's some GameCube games at Goodwill. I can't remember the last time I've seen GameCube games in a Goodwill. And I figured there was, because there's a lot of just random controllers for video games, and they were kind of off-brand, just cheap, generic controllers nobody really wants. When I saw those, I said to myself, I bet there's some new games over there. Went over and sure enough, there's like a junky Wii game and some honestly junky GameCube games, but I did pick up a couple of them. Wolverine's Revenge, it's complete and in good condition. I can probably sell for $20. The NHL Hits, which I honestly thought could be better, but it was only selling for, $12, $15, maybe complete in good condition like this one. I have a feeling that maybe somebody was there before me and maybe got some better ones and just left the low ball ones. But I also picked up this Xbox Wi-Fi adapter and I should be able to sell that. It was only $1.99. I should be able to sell it for $15.20. I think I just sold one recently. It wasn't like this, but since it has the power supply adapter here, I should be able to get top dollar. The GameCube games will probably just go in the video game collection for now. I also picked up these Doc Marten shoes. They're in really good condition actually, except for some of the toe scuffing, which is normal. I use the Doc Martens balsam to touch those up and they'll look great. Very clean on the bottom. Paid $5 for them. It's not a great model by any means, but I usually sell these between $25 and $30. In this condition, I'll probably price them $29.99. Every time I've found them, they've sold. I ended up picking up this True Medic foot massager. It was $9.99. The comps were looking pretty good on this as well. Anywhere between $60 and $100 I saw this model selling for. Looks to be in great condition. It's got the power supply, so we'll give it a shot. Try to make at least $50 profit on that. So here's a couple of clothing items I got. I got this 511. It's kind of a conceal and carry type flannel. Some of these are pretty good. This one, I think I saw the exact one sell for about $30 on eBay. So I'll probably price that $29.99. I got $5 into it. And I bought this Columbia jacket, which a lot of times I don't buy Columbia jackets. Very, very few. Though it seems like I keep coming into these things when I say this, but this one was only $4.99 and it's a Columbia XCO. It's like double insulated. And I did a search on eBay and I saw some selling between $40 and $50. I think $30 minimum. I might even price it $29.99 just to get it to move because Columbia is very saturated, but not so much the Columbia or this particular jacket and style. So we'll give it a shot at $5. I think between the two clothing items, there's a decent enough profit for me to fool with them. So here's a pretty good camera pickup, this Minolta 130C. And one of the days I was thrifting, I had went to the eye doctor and they put the dilating drops in, so I wasn't seeing very good. My first pass through, I walked right past it, but it's in a really good condition here. It's got the paperwork and this I should be able to sell for $50 plus shipping, no problem. Minolta is a very good brand and has some pretty high-end cameras. They also have some duds, but usually if I see a Minolta at $3.99 or less, it's just a buy. I'm not going to really look into it too much. Got a hatchet at Home Depot. They actually had quite a few of these. They were marked down from, I think, $60 to like $14.03, something like that. Not selling great on eBay. I wouldn't really make any profit. But on Amazon, they were selling for, I think, $58. I would have made about $15 profit a piece. However, this brand is restricted. I don't have permission from the owner of the company or the owner of the brand here to actually sell it. So I just bought one for personal use because I'm going to need to cut down some little trees that have been growing around the side of the house. So thought this might be good to have. Why not? So one of the Goodwills, I spotted this bullseye game, which I've sold a couple of these in the past. I only buy them if they have at least a decent amount of the balls there. So this one does. It's in good condition. I think I can sell it for $24.99 plus shipping as well. I'll go for. If it was any more than $5, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I don't think all 10 balls are here, but maybe. If it's 100% complete, it should sell pretty well. But, there's at least 7 or 8 there, which is enough for most people to buy it. One of those bread and butter items. So check out these turtles. Here's one of it's got kind of like the Tiffany style shell on it. Very good condition. Now, I actually got this at a flea market around here. The lady who wanted 17, I was able to get it for 15. And this one's actually a really good one. I think this exact style sold for like $94 plus shipping on auction, like quite a few bids. So I'll probably price this like $89.99, maybe like $75. I don't know exactly, but there should be some great profit in it. These turtles are pretty popular, and certain styles do better with their shells. Of course, I talked about those in a video not too long ago, I don't think. And I just kind of picked up this because she also was selling it for $5, and I can't pick it up. There we go. Some of these little turtle things like this are actually very valuable. There's a certain brand that made the candle holders. This one, I think it's classified as like a trinket box. It's not for candles. I didn't want to miss out, honestly, because I wasn't 100% sure on something like this. I ended up Google lensing it, and I saw the exact one sell on eBay for $20 plus shipping. So at $5, I will make some money. It's not one of the high-end ones, which I didn't think it was when I bought it. But again, for the price, I think it's worth picking up. These two turtles will definitely bring me in some decent profit. Back here is a brand new Villainous game. It was $3.99. I basically picked this up because it was new. I'm pretty sure it's restricted on Amazon. But new, they were selling pretty decent for like $25, $30 on eBay. Very easy work. There's no counting pieces for something like this, but I will probably price this around $30 and it should sell. And then finally, I got this brand new Leapfrog phone for $2.99, and this was selling for between $15, $17 on eBay. Again, it's just one of those little bread and butter items. It's new. It's very easy to list, like 5 minutes of my time. So I'm willing to take $8 to $10 profit on something like this, I think. And actually, I'll probably end up selling it on Amazon. To be honest, I think it sells for a little bit more. And it's going to be much cheaper for me to ship in because I'll be shipping in a bunch of items, and you get the UPS deal that Amazon has. So honestly, it cost me like $0.25 to send this into Amazon. And then, of course, Amazon sells it, and they do free Prime shipping on that kind of stuff. Probably make a little bit more money. Anyway, not bad pickup for $2.99, I don't think. But there it is, everybody. That's my haul for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Found some pretty cool items. Kind of crazy to get 2 receivers in 2 days, at least anymore. Just don't see that stuff too much at Goodwill anymore, or thrift stores in general. But before you go, please hit that like button for me. I really do appreciate you watching. It helps the video. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Till next time.